What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at Rail to talk to you about the new Sensor 3 bar from Core. So this is a much anticipated bar, most importantly because everyone's been waiting for Core to get on the bus, get rid of the twist release, and get the push release. Yay, look at that, push release. Click it in, push it out, quick release. Yay, it actually works, push release, just like everybody else. Okay, so they've gone with the twist release for a lot of years. They're keeping the Sensor 2 bar in the line because a lot of people like that twist release, and also the twist release really shortens the distance between the bar and the chicken loop. With the push release here, they've with the Sensor 3 bar and the push release, they've added a bunch of new features, so let's kind of roll through those. This is the Sensor Pro bar. They're also going to have a Sensor Pro wake bar, a Sensor Pro foil bar, Sensor 3 bar, which is down here, and then also the Sensor 3 Plus bar, which will have the segmented lines. We'll get to that in a minute. So the Pro bar, the main difference between Pro bar and standard bar is the titanium lines. They use a super high-end Gucci line setup that is like ultra strong, super low stretch. You know, really definitely feel the difference with the top tier lines. They are segmented lines too, so it's 24 total length, and then you can cut them down every 2 meters down to 18 meters. Some people are liking the shorter lines for kite loops or foiling or things like that. Personally, I just ride stock 24 on everything for out there generally cruising and whatnot. Also, Core's got one size bar, fits all size kites. Very unique that they've designed their kites to speed up or slow down. Small kites are slowed down, big kites are sped up, so they can all fit in this one bar. One of the features you do have, you can press this, pop this out, change the bar from the 52 centimeter down to a shorter bar. The Sensor Pro foil bar, which I don't have here, and the Sensor Pro wake bar do have actual shorter bars because they like to have a really compact short bar with those. So obviously the biggest difference with this bar is the push release. Okay, so standard push release, as you know, click back in, single hand click in, super nice. They do have multiple loops. This is the Pro wake style loop. The loop that all the bars will come with is the compact loop, which is a standard loop. It's really nice because it does actually shorten that distance up. And then they're gonna have the rope loop here, which is just like a little metal piece that goes on there, and that brings it super compact and allows it to slide super nice on the rope. So in looking at these bars here, we'll pick up the standard Sensor bar here because it's real easy to see. I do like the Sensor bar for straight beginners because it's super color coded. But one thing they did really nice on this bar is not only make a new grip, still that real skinny diameter grip, but they've got a really comfortable grip on it, but they've also put a big red line across the back, right? So all the bars used to have stop on it, but now it's got a red line, so you know if you grab the wrong side. But for beginners, having that big blaze color, yellow on the left, you know which side is should be in the left hand. They also, on the Pro bar, you can see they have that red line all the way across on the Pro bar as well. Really nice added feature there. Other things they did to the bar is they've changed how the bar end changes the length. They've added this tubing over the end here, put a really nice bungee on the float here, so it's like a really high quality bungee with a pull tab. This is probably one of the coolest features. This little winglets open up, so these things pop open, so you give you a lot of space to wind your lines, right? Like most of the bar ends are really big and clunky. These have the smallest bar ends ever, so that actually is really relevant because a lot of times those big bar ends, you know, kite surfing specifically, I've hit myself in the face a lot of times, and so having this real small bar end, you're going to avoid that, and it's also rubberized on that end. So that thing popping open there is super nice and just like a cool, like really simple feature. Like I was like, oh, this thing's totally gonna break, but there's nothing really mechanical in it. It's just a bolt through it with a simple little bungee that you kind of really don't need that much because it is articulated and pops right in there. So bar feels real comfortable. Also the bar end, they've really tapered out this bar to make it really plush. Also, if your hand goes to the edge here, it is rubberized. It's not gonna catch and get caught in there and get trapped, which can happen with some bars. On the center here, you still have your dual line center line. So this is a self-twisting center line with the two lines that go through the bar here. You've got a ceramic swivel down here, which will twist and untwist your lines. It's wild that until you've ridden one of these bars, you have no idea how good it is to have that feature because you never think about your center lines twisting. Also, that is really important for safety because a lot of times if I twist one way, my lines are twisted like this going up the lines, there's only so far that the kite can flag out. So really nice job on untwisting these lines here. Also, they really improved where you're hooking your leash up to. They made it so you can actually get your your leash on there. They've had in some of the past years made that thing so tiny it's like impossible to get it on there, so they made it stick out a little farther, so it's much easier to get your safety on when you're setting up to go. Their flagging system, how it works, is a very unique system. It carries over from their sensor 2 bars, where it basically offsets the kite, so it goes like that, as opposed to the bar sliding up. The bar goes up a little bit, but the line's just offset and it flags out the kite. Very unique setup. It does require that the bar has a higher Y on it. Some people don't like the higher Y because it's harder to self-land and it's harder to bar juggle with that Y being all the way up there, because if my lines are inverted, I have to go all the way up to the Y and flip the bar through there to come back down. Not that big of a deal. The higher Y also makes the kites a little bit quicker turning than the lower Y. The lower Y is a little functionally easier, but their safety system had worked and is proven. On the bigger kites, like the 19 and the 17 meters, it's not gonna completely flag out. There's always a little bit of a wingtip caught just because it doesn't have enough throw to it. Again, those big kites, it's not that big of a deal if it doesn't fully flag out, because you're normally riding in really light winds and you're flagging out your kite because the wind just dies. That's 90% of the sessions. Right here on the center, they have changed this so that there's, this is a plastic piece so that the Velcro is all the way around here and it's fully integrated and goes right into the cam cleat. And then they basically have a real nice easy grab Velcro piece, so when you depower it, comes up here and Velcro's on there. The other ones were a metal cam cleat where the Velcro was coming off quite often. So a lot of kind of small improvements that definitely have been learning from what's been happening with their other gear. There are adjuster lines underneath here if you need to adjust your line setup. And the standard sensor bar, so this is the stock standard sensor 3 bar that comes with 24 meter lines. They're going to be colored lines, yellow on the left, gray in the middle, white on the right. The sensor 3 Plus is going to have segmented lines, which will be 24s and go down to 18s and 2 meter increments. And then all the Pro bars are going to have those titanium lines, which are full gray lines, but they are really high quality lines. So we're recommending for like someone that's just like really concerned about safety and wants to make sure they have the right color and everything, you know, the color lines, they could see them and just really want to make sure they're thorough. The sensor bars is really nice because it has those color lines. Anyone else wants a little more performance or is kind of, you know, past the 0 to hero beginner stage and understands the setup. These have colored leaders, but it all is the same colored line, so it does, you know, like separating your lines, or if your lines get entangled, it's a little harder to undo them. I've been riding the Pro bar a bunch, absolutely love it. I do actually like, you know, I'm not unhooking that much anymore these days, so I don't really need the big loop. The stock loop that comes with the Pro bar is this one. I really like that shorter loop because it does bring it closer to the feel of the sensor 2 bar with having it being closer to you. So Core did an excellent job with their makeover of the sensor bar. Sensor 3 is here to stay. A lot of these cool features like the winders and things are just creature comforts that make this bar so much better. And it's just really stepped and modernized their line, and this thing is super impressive. Fired up. The Core has made such an awesome product again. Kudos to you guys. Sensor 3 is here. We're stoked about getting these things on the water and having a great time riding them. If you have more questions about these bars, please give us a call at the shop at 252-987-6000, or you can reach out online at realwatersports.com.